all right, so you applied for the jobs and now it's time that actually got the interview. So what do you need to say in the interview? How basically what people expecting you from you in the interviews and etc. So I'm going to discuss that. I remember like my first interview when I applied for 3K a month job. I thought like it's a lot, but yeah, it's not that much. But basically, in the interview, they what they want to basically sense from you, how confident are you, you know? It's like going to a date with a girl. If the girl senses that you don't trust yourself, you're not confident, she won't find you that attractive, basically. So same with the job, same with everything. For example, if you're hiring a mechanic, you want to make sure that 100% what he's doing, he knows what he's doing, and he'll take the right actions. He understands what he's doing. So the HR job is to sense how much you trust yourself, basically. What's your vibe? And if they see that you're basically nervous, sweating, or like stuttering and unsure about your answers, or really thinking about it long time, they know that basically you're not going to take the job seriously, correctly, or like the job is not for you. And also, like when you apply for the jobs, when you get the interviews, like you don't need, like I think the biggest issue is like you're trying to be perfect. You're trying to be like not unmasked. For example, what it means. What it means that you're putting some kind of persona that protects your ego. It's hard to explain, but basically you're saying that if if I'm applying to the job, and if they see me as I don't know what I'm talking about, I am like unworthy, I am useless, I am wrong, I am basically not it, you know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest nonsense that you can actually think about yourself, because there's actually many reasons like why you cannot succeed in the interview. Uh, and actually the biggest thing is that no one really knows what they're doing in e-commerce, like really, like because the space is always changing. Only the founders itself, I would say so, know the best what they're doing, but regular employees would get paid from 2 to 5K. They don't really know what you're doing. They just like imagine you're like put in random company with a random ass product, and you basically have to figure out how to make good ads. So it'll be incredibly hard at first, of course, but then it's going to be easier. But what gives you easier path is the experience in the field. You know how to basically research faster, you know how to use AI tools, you know how to basically spy on others and etc. And that gives you an edge. But you have to understand, like, no one really knows answers, especially HR, especially the people who are working there. Like, no one knows the answers. Like, no one really knows what they're doing. Like, they really cannot tell you what they're doing, because maybe one time like the product working, maybe 1 month is just like buyers just buy, maybe another month is just like total shit and no one's buying and people just panicking, and like ROAS is dropping, like return on ad spend is just dropping and no one knows what to do. So it's like everyone is just like, and the space itself is changing, the buyer's intent is changing, the marketing fundamentals stay the same, but overall the marketing approach is changing. Like everything's changing. What kind of channels we're using changing. uh, there when I started, there's like now nothing is really the same, like really. So you have to understand, like when you're going to interviews, no one really knows what you're doing, no one really knows the exact answers. You have to give logical answers and confident answers. So for example, when company asks, if I hire you, what would you do? You don't try to think, okay, what is the perfect answer right now? If what is the perfect thing, or like what they expect me to answer. You're basically saying that what you would do. So for example, I would go to, for example, WatchYourt and Trustpilot comments. I would research all the Facebook ad account, right? You basically think, okay, this is the logical steps I would do if they hire me, and I'm not thinking like, okay, what I'm going to do, what kind of answer they expect from me. So for example, they expect from you that you go to Facebook Ads Manager, you're going to review the ads, or you're going to Motion or other kind of program and going to review it. Like, no, they don't care actually. Like, they really actually don't care what you're going to do, as long as you're going to cook insane ads. For example, I could say like, oh, I'll ask 100 people random on the street what they think about my product and why they would buy it. Bam. And this is my answer. And I would say like, I know that this answer, like this questions will help me to understand better product, what people think. I would understand the audience better, and I would cook good ads. Bam. Like, I said it so confident, I was so sure of myself. And when you say it's so sure of yourself, they actually going to question their own reality, because they don't have a concrete reality of themselves. They even would say like, that's very interesting approach, like they never thought about it. And you say like, yeah, I worked with companies and actually this is exactly how we print very good ads. You see, it's like I just made it up, but like people can just think, oh yeah, it's true, I never thought about it. Like, you see, of course it could be like some delusions, right? You don't need to delude yourself or others, but the thing is that people don't have their own concrete reality. Like, the reality is changing, nothing is the same, everyone is just changing. And if you're going to be sure of your own reality, and if you're going to speak it confidently, they're going to believe you, because they want to believe you. They want, because if they're inviting you to a conversation, it means you already intrigued them in some way. So only way you're going to close the deal is that if you show yourself as a confident man or woman at the job interview. Like, that's the only thing they want to see. You already did the hardest part. Now you basically need to vibe check with them. And vibe check is very simple. Just show that you're a confident guy. That's it. And even myself, like, after how many years? 2 years, not that long, working remotely with millions ad spend brands that actually spend like a lot of money and on ads and big companies. And the way I just portray myself is just like so simple, so realistic. I just like say, look, I worked with many brands, I spent millions on ads, I had my own shops, I had everything, blah blah blah. And I'm saying like so calmly, so like disinterested in like I'm just like detached of the outcome. I'm just like so of myself that basically I give up that feeling that I need to be validated from them. I validate myself. So basically I validate myself. I have my own sense of reality and my own sense of self-worth, and I don't let others dictate that. I'm taking the control of it, and then basically I can say even my terms, because like companies text me, I say like, if you don't pay me more than, like if you pay me less than 4.5k a month, I'm not even going to work. Like, I'm going to dictate the rules. Like, it's not that you are dictating the rules, I am dictating the rules, because I know my worth. I know exactly what companies are paying. And when you have this kind of sense of reality, like companies are saying that, companies even like can offer you, let's say, or they wanted to work with you, but they were willing to pay you, let's say 3,000 euros, right? But when you say like, no, this is how I am worth, this is exactly how I'm going to pay to me, it's like 4.5k or 5k, right? They're like thinking like, I don't know, maybe I need to ask my boss or blah blah. And then basically they come up with answer, like say probably yes, because why not? Because they're looking for the people that actually know what they're doing. Like, no person will dictate their prices if they don't know their worth. Just think about it, be realistic. And yeah, and I think the job is not that hard actually. It's still not hard. The hard part is creating content. This shit is hard, or maybe at least for me. So yeah, I think there's also interviews like very similar to this kind of thing. What I'm doing when I think about it, the interview is talking with a person and he's being evaluated. So right now you evaluating me, and I'm trying to be either sound smart, be smart, or give you value. So also in a way I'm just like mastering skill of communication, which how to give you as much value as possible in the shortest amount of period of time. So it's also like being valued, and it's also a skill. I think with interviews is a skill. If the more interviews you're going to go, the better skill you're going to have. So the only thing I would say, so don't try to be perfect. Don't think that if you're going to fail, you look stupid or you're this and that. Just think that this is a learning process and you need to learn this thing. And if you go to 100 interviews, actually record interviews, and look back at yourself like, okay, I had this interview, I had this interview, I had this interview, and you're going to see like how you progressed with each interview. Where did you said nonsense, where you can learn, because for example, I'm creating this video also going to talk a lot of nonsense. Maybe I distracted myself somewhere, maybe I thought something bullshit. You're going to review the footage, you're going to think, okay, didn't make sense, I need to improve here, improve here, improve here, I need to more clarity here, I need to be more confident there, and I don't need to be sidetracked there. And when you understand these kind of things, you're going to change, and then you're going to be better communicator, better video maker, better interviewer. Everything you want to do is you need to take action, learn from it, improve it, do it again. That's it.